Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I have got Somm wine for you. This is the 2019 Quinta Vale Meandro Douro Tinto, part of the April 2023 Somm Wine Club box. Quinta Vale is one of the most historic and famous producers in the Douro River Valley, if not all of Portugal. The estate was established way in the upper Douro, beyond the reaches of the other wineries in the Douro River Valley, by a woman who would later become known as the Lady of Port. This is Dona Antonia Adelaide Ferreira. So this is the late 19th century, 1870s, and bought a piece of property near Vila da Foz, wanting to build a winery from the ground up. Meao, this little outcropping of land in an extremely windy little meander of the Douro River, which is why the wine is called Meandro, and finished in 1895, the establishment of this piece of property, and then unfortunately Donna Antonia died in 1896, so she didn't get to enjoy the fruits of her labor, but her family did, and they continued to hold this piece of property and produce wine from it through various channels for generations. And the family still owns the property in Quinta do Meao. It's the Olazabal line of the family that now has control, with son Francisco and daughter Luisa and son Jamie in charge of the property to this day. So what I really love about Quinta do Meao, and I visited in 2019. Must have been 2019 when I was there on a trip to Portugal. They use the typical Portuguese Douro River grape variety. So it's Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinta Roriz, otherwise known as Tempranillo, Tinta Barroca, and Alicante Bouschet. But where a lot of producers will do what's known as a field blend, where everything is planted together, harvested together, and then made as one wine, Quinta do Meao will actually harvest each parcel separately, each variety according to its own schedule, and then produce all of those wines independently, fermentation and aging, and then blend them in the proportions that they want when they are ready to do so. So that gives them a lot more control over the individual characteristics of the grape flavors that go into their blend. And I think, while I have nothing against field blending, and I think that it creates fantastically interesting and dynamic wines, there's a certain level of control that's lost when you make wine like that. And this just it's so beautiful and energetic and full of character. Touriga Nacional makes up the bulk of the wine. It's 44%, 35% Touriga Franca, 15% Tinta Roriz, 4% Tinta Barroca, and 2% Alicante Bouschet. So you get all of the stars in there. Touriga Nacional being the backbone is really going to give you the intensity that the variety is known for, and then backed up in small quantities of spice and floral and fruit by all of the other components in there. Let's taste it. So there's no new oak on the Meandro. This is the second wine of the estate, although it drinks like the prestige cuvee of the property, with just so much, like I said, character and intensity and robust flavor and complexity. So this is hand harvested, trodden in granite lagars, the little square, low to the ground tanks where they mash up the grapes, either by electronic lagars, which are like foot-shaped little treaders, or by foot, as is done traditionally. Then fermentation in stainless steel, and then aging in 2- and 3-year-old barriques, or 225-liter wooden casks, French casks. So much like floral, like red and purple flowers kind of jump out of the glass here. There's a lot of ripe dark fruit. There's black raspberry, there's black plum, there's a little bit of like sweet anise or licorice character to it. There is an undertone of like cracked peppercorn, pink peppercorn even, which has like a little bit of a floral character to it as well. This is it's dark and inky, even if the concentration of the color is not totally opaque. The character of the wine, the flavor of it, and the smell of it has a density to it. That has a ton of flavor, a ton of intensity. It's all wrapped up in this really pretty, approachable, silky package where you smell the wine and you think, oh, this is going to be like a hammer. It's like so intense, and it's not. It's elegant. It has restraint to it. There's concentration of flavor, but there's also balance. There is freshness to it. The tannins are not overwhelming, even though they are present. There's a touch of kind of spicy red fruit on the palate. It leans a little bit towards kind of wild strawberry and raspberry with these slightly more kind of tart and crunchy red fruits versus the deeper black fruit that you get on the nose. And it's soft. The acidity is refreshing. Like, my mouth is not tired already just from a few sips. Douro Reds can, on occasion, be so robust that it's almost tiring to drink them, and I don't think that this is. I think that this finds a really nice balance between concentration of flavor, complexity, intensity, and also drinkability. This has all the flavor to stand up to really richly flavored foods. If you wanted to do like roasts or game, but I also think this would just be a great like casual evening. You could do this with a meatloaf. You could do this with like a really great hamburger. You could do this with just like sitting and doing a really great like roast pork or something that has some fat to it, because you want something that's going to absorb some of that acid and tannin. But vegetable dishes like eggplant or peppers, where it has an umami character and a richness to it. There's nothing to stop you from just drinking this. This doesn't absolutely require food, but I think that these wines show their best when they have a foil to play off of, something that they can interact with, something that they can like throw ideas off of, like a sounding board. The food becomes a reflection of the character of the wine, and the wine becomes a reflection of the character of the food. So I want to go back to the Douro so badly. I am just like so happy to share wines from wineries that I've visited, from places that I've been, from experiences that I've had, because I want you to have a small taste of that experience. They've named the wine Meandro because of the way that the river kind of winds around this bend that's really dramatic. But when you actually drive through the Douro and you are on these roads kind of along the tops of the hillsides, kind of winding back and forth, bring some gravel, first off, because it's an intense trip. But also, there is almost nothing like it on Earth. It is an entirely unique place with an incredible history, longevity, class, and style, and expression of place that is almost unrivaled in the world of wine. Extremely delicious. So happy to share, and I hope that you all enjoy this wine as much as I do. Go drink more Portuguese wine. Quinta do Vale, Meao. Thank you. We'll see you all next time.